If a woman once showed interest and then grew distant, silent, or cold, understand this. The moment was offered, and you failed to meet it. A Stoic does not expect people to speak plainly about their desires, especially not women. They rarely ask directly. Instead, they create an atmosphere, a silent invitation, expecting you to perceive it without needing words. She won't explain herself. She won't announce her intentions. She'll signal, and if you don't respond, she won't protest. She'll simply withdraw. For her, the answer lies not in confrontation, but in quiet closure. Most men hesitate, overthink, wait for a certainty that never comes. But by the time you're seeking clarity, the window is already closed. Her mind has already moved on. The first sign. She begins to speak of her past, not in detail, but in suggestion. Moments of chaos, choices are made on impulse, nights that felt like dreams. When a woman brings up the reckless parts of herself, she's not just reminiscing, she's revealing a side she rarely shows, and observing how you respond. This is not idle chatter, it's a calculated reveal. She may say things like, "Liquor makes me wild. I used to be reckless in college. I've had nights where I thought, did that really happen?" These are not confessions, they are tests. She wants to know if you will judge her, retreat, or meet her in the space between control and surrender. The correct response is neither shock nor approval, but poise, something subtle, something that keeps you grounded while acknowledging her intent. Say, "Oh, so you're the kind of woman who needs a little nudge to let loose. Good to know." Now, the dynamic shifts. She is no longer testing you. She's justifying herself to you. When a woman hints that she once crossed her own lines, she's already considering doing so again. And if she's telling you, it means she's picturing it with you. Second, when a woman deliberately finds ways to be alone with you, it is not without purpose. At a party, in a bar, among friends, if she consistently pulls you aside, asks for your help with something trivial, suggests stepping out for air, these are not random acts, they are signals. A woman does not isolate herself with a man she does not trust, and she certainly doesn't seek solitude with a man she has no interest in. She is creating space, a quiet pocket away from noise, eyes, and judgment. A place where attention becomes focused and boundaries grow thin. Most men fail to recognize this. They stay at the surface. They laugh, they talk, but they do not see. They mistake this for coincidence, when in truth, it's a carefully crafted opportunity. Understand this, when she sets the moment, she has already decided she feels safe, and perhaps something more. She is not waiting for words, she is watching for presence. The moment is not yours to ask for, it is yours to step into, calmly, confidently, without hesitation. Third, when she begins to ask bold or suggestive questions, when's the last time you did something crazy? Do you say that to every woman? She is not merely being playful, she is probing your core, testing your composure, your confidence, your ability to meet her energy without losing yourself in it. Most men fail this test. They stumble, they try too hard. They either retreat into shyness or hide behind cheap humor. But the Stoic man sees the game for what it is. Not a challenge to be conquered, but a moment to be understood. She wants to feel your steadiness, not in what you say, but in how you say it. The right move is to stay centered. Give a response that teases lightly, and then hand the question back to her. Let her feel the tension rise in a way that feels earned, not forced. Because if a woman gets bold, she's already imagined you in ways she hasn't spoken aloud. The opportunity is there, not loud, not obvious, but present, waiting for the man who's still enough to recognize it and strong enough to respond without needing to prove anything. Fourth, when a woman texts you late at night, casually, carelessly, even playfully, understand, it is never just a message. What are you doing? A random meme. A question with no real purpose. She could text anyone, but she chooses you. At the hour when everything is quiet, and intentions become harder to hide. This isn't boredom, it's a silent signal. She's not asking for anything outright. That's not how she moves. She's watching, observing. Is your door open? Is your energy receptive? Do you sense what's underneath the words? Most men take the bait, but miss the meaning. They treat it as small talk. They respond flatly, and the moment fades. But the man who sees clearly knows. This is her way of reaching across the line without crossing it. Respond with steadiness, a playful edge, a subtle escalation. Not neediness, not eagerness, just enough to let her know. You see it, and you're ready should she step further. A late-night message is not just a message, it's desire disguised as curiosity. What happens next depends not on her words, but on your awareness. Fifth, when she teases you, calls you innocent, questions your experience, throws a challenge cloaked in humor, do not laugh it off too quickly. This isn't just banter, it's a pressure test. She might say, "I don't think you could handle me," or "What do you really know about that?" She's not mocking, she's observing. Does your confidence hold under fire? Do you lean in or lean away? Most men either freeze or explain, and in doing so, they forfeit the very power they were being measured for. A Stoic man doesn't react, he responds. Not with arrogance, not with defense, but with composure. A small smile, a calm gaze, and a simple line like, "You'd be surprised," or "You couldn't handle me if you tried." Now the current shifts. She's no longer testing, she's chasing. It's not about proving anything. It's about all holding frame, showing that you remain unmoved even when the game heats up. Because the truth is, when a woman teases you like this, she's already interested. She just wants to know, are you sharp enough to recognize it and steady enough to carry it forward? Sixth, when a woman comments on your scent or leans in closer than necessary just to breathe you in, it's never without meaning. Attraction begins in silence, and scent speaks directly to the part of us that has no words. It's not about the cologne, it's about chemistry. If she lingers near your neck, takes a breath she doesn't need, or tells you that you smell really good, understand, she is responding to something deeper. Scent bypasses logic. It awakens memory, emotion, and instinct. A woman won't seek out a man's scent unless she feels drawn to him. Not just emotionally, but physically. She may playfully tug at your shirt. She may ask to borrow your hoodie, not for warmth, but for the trace of you it carries. These aren't random gestures, they're invitations, soft, subtle, and entirely intentional. When she does this, she's not just acknowledging your presence, she's reaching for it. Whether she says it aloud or not, her body already has. Seventh, sometimes a woman lets things slip, casually, carelessly, and yet perfectly timed. She may say she sleeps in just a t-shirt, that she hates wearing a bra at home, that she lounges around in almost nothing. It sounds innocent, but it's not. This is calculated, a quiet attempt to place a certain image in your mind. Not so obvious that she risks rejection, but just enough to stir your imagination. She's watching your reaction. Will you fumble? Will you freeze? Or will you carry the moment without losing composure? It's not just about what she says, it's about why she's saying it to you. Sometimes she'll hint at touch, how long it's been, how much she craves closeness, how she misses being held. The words are vague, but the meaning is clear. She's drawing the line in the sand just to see if you notice it, and whether or not you cross it will tell her everything. Eighth, then, there's the look. No words, no movement, just eyes that hold you, longer than they should. It's not regular eye contact, it's slower, deeper, intentional. It's a pause in the room, a moment where everything else disappears. She may glance at your lips, she may smirk slightly, but most of all, she waits. That look is not a question. It is an answer, offered silently. She's already made the decision, she's simply waiting to see if you will act on it. Most men feel it and freeze. Not because they don't see it, but because they doubt what they see. But the Stoic man trusts his perception. He doesn't rush, he doesn't hesitate. He simply holds the tension, lets it breathe, and meets the moment with calm certainty. A woman doesn't give that look to just anyone. She gives it to the man who's steady enough to receive it, and brave enough not to break the silence. Most signs aren't spoken aloud. They live in the space between gestures, glances, and pauses. To see them, you must slow down. To respond, you must remain grounded. Because in the end, attraction doesn't need to be loud to be real. It only needs your attention. And once you recognize it, the lead is yours to take.